Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. A few weeks ago already, Chalkola had contacted me and asked me if I would want to review one of their products. And they have a lot of like paint markers out on Amazon. I think that's their major market. But they did send me these watercolor brush pens. And I know there's a lot of us who do like the watercolor brush pens. And these are the real brush tips, like we are kind of familiar with the zigs, and Arteza has a set out there. So these are similar to that. There are 26 colors in this package. I have not looked at them at all, so let's look at them together. And again, this is by Chalkola. Let's take them out. And oh, you do get that's nice, you do get a water brush with it. I did bring my own Derwent water brush to blend these out with, but you do get a nice water brush with it. It is a larger point, it's not one of your finer detailers, but it comes to a very nice fine tip. So that's nice that they include that. Look at all these pretty colors. And then you do, oh, you get a watercolor pad. There are 15 sheets in this. They're 5.8 by 8.3 inches. It's 200 pound, 300 GM weight paper. It's cold press. So I think instead of the watercolor paper I had, let's open it up and let's try their brand of watercolor paper. Let's see how these work on this paper. Now, yeah, hardest part is getting it open. I don't want to damage any of the paper inside. If I would have known that, I would have brought my handy dandy knife along. Don't want to ruin the nails either, right? Actually, these nails have gone to hell and back and they're still doing good, so I always am rough on my nails. Okay. So, with it being cold press, it does have the more texture to it, whereas hot press is much smoother. Let's take out, and it is very, if you can hear that, very thick watercolor paper. This is not something that would go through your printer. Let's tear one out of here. So it is just glue bound at the top. So yeah, let's swatch these out and then we'll see how well they blend out. I have some paper towel over here. I think I'm going to put them over here so I'm not reaching in front of you all the time. And I'm just going to swatch them out in the order that they are in this case over here. Let me zoom you in. That should be good. So let's try this bright yellow. Looks like a neon yellow. There is the name Chalkola brush pen. Now on this bright color, it is hard to see. Let's take a darker color. So we have Chalkola brush pen. No color names or numbers. And then, oh, they do come to a nice fine tip. So they're not a real big brush tip. They are much finer. Okay, looks like you could get into really good detail with these. And of course, you know, any of these watercolor brush pens, you don't have to, you know, use them as watercolor. You can color straight with them too, which I haven't done up to this point, but I'm going to want to try it. Okay, now again, this is cold press paper, so it's not going to color perfectly even because of the texture on this type of paper. and it is having a problem. You see that? Spreading that out. Now I don't know if it's because this is a neon color or if they're all going to be like this. And when we're done doing them on here, I do want to try the watercolor paper that I had out, a Strathmore watercolor paper. Yeah, they don't seem to be, unless I don't have enough water on here maybe. I am seeming to have to scrub to get those to blend out at all. Now, again, I don't know if it's the paper, I don't know if it's the pens. It's kind of hard to get a lot of color down on this cold press paper. Yeah, it is not working on this paper. Let's try a more dark color. See what that does. Yeah, it is not moving. Interesting. Get that off. Let's get out the watercolor paper that I was going to use. I kind of, whoops, sorry, bumping you. I had kind of put it to the side here. This is the, let me zoom back out. This is the Strathmore Bristol. It's the Bristol Vellum. The 100-pound paper. And this is much smoother than this. Like I said, this is very, very heavy, very rough textured. Let's try it on this watercolor paper. And zoom back in so we can really tell if maybe it was the paper or was it the pens themselves. Let's try this bright yellow again. You can already see it goes down much smoother on this type of paper and blends out much nicer. So it was that watercolor paper, because yeah, it works much, much better on this paper. So excuse me, I'm not sure exactly if that is their specific brand of paper, but it did not work well with their watercolor pens. Oh yeah, they're working great on this Strathmore paper. So I'm glad I did not try them all out on that other paper, because it would have just made it look like these pens were crap. And they're actually not so far. A little too much water, but boy, look how that blends out. Very nice. So these could be used in conjunction with some of the other brush pens that you have. If you do have the Artisas or the Zigs or any number of the other brands that are out there. There's tons of brands that really have jumped on the market now. Jumped on the market? No. Jumped on the bandwagon. Or out on the market. I guess it was a combination of those two things. That's a pretty green. Oh, they blend out very nice, and they don't leave a line like they were leaving totally on this paper. I mean, this didn't even seem like watercolor paper at all. Very interesting. Okay, now we have a few other greens that get darker in succession, if I can get it out. Oh, I guess I got to get the first one in better. Okay. They are pretty juicy. Again, because this is watercolor paper, it has texture to it, so it's not going to go down as smoothly as it would in, say, a, you know, on smooth paper in a coloring book. Okay, and a darker green. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Like a jade green or a forest kind of green. Oh, gorgeous. Ooh, love that color. Ooh, this looks like a pretty turquoise. This could be used for water. So pretty. Now we get into some blues. They're kind of hard to get out of the case because each case, you know, has a each pen has a slot. Oh, isn't that a pretty blue? So it's hard to pop them in and out because you have to put, you know, there's a edge to this here side, and you have to put that side down in order to pop it in there. Okay, I was kind of curious. Let me get some water out. Because now this sat for a little bit and dried a little bit before I, you know, as I was talking about the pens. Curious to see how it was going to blend out yet after it had dried a little bit. But it did a good job yet. Let's go up here some more. We have another blue here. Another pretty blue. Then we have a nice sky blue. Oh, that's pretty. That's an aqua. Get a little water out. Then we have my purple. Oh, and that is such a gorgeous purple. That's my favorite shade of purple. Oh, God, that's gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Getting all of that off my brush before we go into the next color. Pretty pink. Oh, these two colors go really nice together, don't they? And a couple more pinks. There's like a medium pink. Kind of a carnation pink. And then we have a light pink. That's pretty too. Loving all these pretty colors. Let's go up to the top over here. Now we're into some oranges. This looks like a real yellowish orange. Kind of a golden yellow. That's a pretty color. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? Love that. And then we have a little bit darker version of that. More orange, yep. And we have a Misty coming to say hi. That's pretty too. And then we have, looks like a peach possibly. So we'll see if it could be used as a skin tone. Oh yes, definitely. A little on the orangey side, but I think once you, you know, draw it out with the water, would make a very nice skin tone. And then we have like an orange red, if I can get it out of there. Hello, Misty. You coming to say hi? Don't think you want this. You're watching my brush move, aren't you? Gotta get out of the people's way. Yeah, that's nothing for you to eat. Then we have kind of what looks like a vermilion. What, do you want that? You're such a baby. Gonna help me color? Mm-hmm. Doesn't smell like much, does it? So yeah, there's more of a vermilion type red. Then we have a regular red here, which is a darker red. That's very pretty. Oh, that is a beautiful red. Okay, now we have a few browns. Well, here's like an olive green, actually. It's down by the browns, but it's more an olive green. And I can't push my pad up because I have a cat sitting on my paper. It's not for you. Get out of the people's way. Yeah, definitely an olive green. You are not cooperating, cat. And here we have a nice brown, dark brown. That's pretty too. Let's see how it blends out. Nice. Then one that looks to be a little bit lighter. So it's nice that they, you know, do have a couple of browns in this set. For a smaller set, that's kind of nice. Much more of like a chocolate brown, and because this very definitely has a red undertone to it. And then we do have a gray. The barrel makes it look, you know, very much like a warm gray. Yes, it is. Definitely has that brownish undertone to it. Now that one I see a little bit of, you know, the edge where I put it down. That's the first one though. You can work it out, but can you see that? Barely, because I have a cat on my paper. Just a little bit. The other ones I really didn't have a problem at all. And finally the black, and let's see how the black looks. If it's a nice deep dark black. Yeah, she finally moved. She said, okay, Mom, I'm out of here. I know when I'm not appreciated. Oh, very nice. Gorgeous colors for a smaller set of, what did I say, 36? All right, 26. Okay, let's zoom back out. Let's look at the colors. Oh, isn't that pretty? Look at all the colors. So, we do have some nice yellows, kind of like an ochre. Beautiful greens. And then we can add, I would say, you know, an olive green. I don't know if I would include that in the browns, but yeah, beautiful greens. We got 4 greens here. Beautiful blues. Of course, I would have liked to have seen like a lighter or a deeper purple, like a lilac color would have been nice. But again, in a set of 26, you know, you can't expect to have everything. I think the pinks are really pretty. And then our array of oranges and reds is great. And having that skin tone in there is a nice feature. You don't always get that in a smaller set, whether it be pencils, watercolors, markers, you know, what have you. Don't always get that. And then we do have our couple of browns and a gray and a black. So I think it's a very nice, well-rounded set for a 26 set. And the fact that you do get, where'd it go? You do get your water brush with it. What did I do with it? Well, it's your standard water brush. Here it is. So you do get your water brush. It very closely resembles, you know, the Derwent or what have you. You know, your standard water brush. And then the watercolor pad. Now with these particular brush pens, this did not work too well. Would it work with other brush pens, you know, any other watercolor mediums? I don't know. As far as watercolor pencils, water-based, or watercolor, I should say, not water-based, watercolor markers, things like that. You know, maybe it would blend out better on this paper. I don't know. Just know that it did not work with these particular pens. But as we can see, that's not to say that the pens are bad, because they're not. They are very, very nice. So yeah, I think these are a nice addition to anybody that has watercolor brush pens. I would have to look through my other swatches to see if, you know, this set would contain any new unique colors for me that I would maybe want to combine this set with another set. But yeah, I think they are a very nice set. I will link them down below in the description in case anybody wants to go over and check them out. Like I said, you have to have that certain section pointed down in order to fit back in, which is kind of a pain. But if you're like me and you're actually going to use these, you may just want to put them in a case anyhow. Oh, I guess they do. You don't have to put them down. I was just not putting them in there right. You can pretty much, you don't have to have it facing down. You just can't have the tabs facing each other, or they won't, you know, fit in there. But yeah, otherwise they fit. As I say that, and oh, this one's, yeah, so you do kind of have to watch how you put them in, but they do all fit back in. Like I said, I'm sure if I use these, I would put them in a separate case, maybe with some of my other watercolor brush pens like my Artezas. So I kind of would, I guess I would have to recommend these. I think they blended out beautifully with water. So yeah, very nice, smaller watercolor brush pen set. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you for watching the video and joining me in on this swatching. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I put out new videos. I hope everybody's having a great day, and as always, happy coloring. Bye guys.